How did I get here? Shackled, ankle to wrist, on back of what we call the gray goose. And I'm looking down at this black box that an inmate made, and I'm like, man, he sold his soul for a bankroll. I know he's been in this position before, so why would he make something like this? Man, I can't wait to get here, man. All my people here. I've been waiting to do this. I can do this time on my head, man. I've been waiting for this for a long time. This ain't gonna be nothing to me. Man, if this dude here don't shut up, we've been on this bus ride for 4 hours. He been talking the whole time. It's hot, middle of July. We on our way to do some time, and all he doing is talking. Dude over here like he ain't gonna make it. Don't look like he's built for this. As I'm looking out the window, I see freedom. Last time I can recall me looking out a window was when I was on a college bus for basketball. Oh, I was a beast in basketball. 6'5", 40-inch vert. I'm dunking everything like Mike. I'm taking off. I had a post-up game like Akeem Olajuwon. Y'all a little bit younger, so y'all might not know, but my dream shake on the block was tough. Had a bank shot like Tim Duncan. First team All-American, first team All-Conference, first team All-District, first team All-State, MVP. Took them same skills to college, did the same thing, was wrecking everything on the basketball court. Everything moving. I had dreams of going to the NBA. Big dreams. Leave your dreams, your hopes, and your aspirations behind. That's what the CEO yelled when he got on that bus. Man, get off the bus, shut up. We ain't trying to hear that. Dude, steady talking. He just don't know. He's steady talking, been talking the whole time we've been on this bus. So I get up, shackled, ankle to wrist, in a box. I can't move my arms. I'm taking a little step like I'm crip walking. Trying to make it down this aisle. I'm 6'5". We used to take long strides when I walk, but my ankles are shackled. So as I'm making my way off the bus, I stumble out the bus, and I look up. I'm standing in front of the Missouri State Penitentiary, known as the Walls. And as I'm looking at this entrance, on the top of this entrance, it says, leave your dreams, your hopes, and your aspirations behind. Oh, that's what the CEO was saying. So as I walk through the door, another CEO says, what's your inmate number, convict? 1058314. That's my number. I knew it by heart. I said it so many times, it was like it was my name. I knew it like my address. I knew it like my phone number. I knew it like my birthday. I knew it like my social security number, because it was the most important thing in this position. That's the only thing I really knew. Go stand over there. I'll go stand over there. What's your inmate number, convict? 313131. It's on your ID. Go stand over there. Man, I can't believe he didn't know his number. He been talking the whole time he been on this bus. He don't even know his number. It only means one or two things. He dumb or he new. He don't know the most important thing that he needs during this prison stay. But he just been running his mouth for 4.5 hours on this bus ride. You see, in prison, that number is the most important thing you gotta have. I couldn't sit down in my cell, write a letter to my children about how I put my life in front of theirs, how much I missed them, drop teardrops on the letter, and send it out without that number. I couldn't have my girl, take them little sexy little flicks, for me, send them in to me without that number. My mama, the one who raised me, the one who been having my back this whole time, taking care of me, sending me her hard-earned money through her addiction and all, without that number. I couldn't get on the phone. What's up, boy? Call the homies on the streets. What's happening? What's going on out there? What the block looking like? Who doing what? Who doing that? What's up with old girl, man? Shoot her my info. Without that number. When I had money on my book, I couldn't go to my cell, grab that canteen bag, and do a foot race, 100-yard dash to commissary to get them Zuzus, them Wham Whams, them noodles, them Jack Mac, without that number. And when I was broke, I couldn't go stand in that line for chow hall to get some beans and rice, patty and pudding, and the juice without that number. 600,000 people go to prison every year. Out the 600,000, 400,000 are new committed court cases, meaning they new numbers. Never been to prison before in their life. And when they go, first thing they are told when they get off that bus, welcome to the Department of Corrections. You are now state property. Then they would go through the most humiliating experience in their life. Not just this one time. They'll probably go through this experience about 10 times throughout their whole stay in the Department of Corrections. They are told, get naked. Once they are told to get naked and they got naked, they're told, lift your hands, spread your fingers, open your mouth, move your tongue, lift your sack, turn around, show me the bottom of your left foot, show me the bottom of your right foot. Bend over, spread your cheeks, squat, cough. Imagine going through that. Another human being looking at you butt naked, telling you to do this. The most humiliating thing that you'll do in your whole prison stay, in your whole entire life. Once they do that, they are told, go stand in the shower. Then they're sprayed down with bug spray like they're rodent. To make sure you don't carry lice, bed bugs, and any other type of insects into their facility. And you are thrown into a shower and you got 1 minute to wipe it down. Once you get out that shower, they're going to give you a towel to wipe off. Not a towel to go around you. They probably stop about right here, have your body showing. You're still naked. They're going to give you used boxers. I'm talking about used boxers. You might have pee stain in them. Might have dookie stain in them. Other type of stains might be in these boxers. You got to put them on. They're going to give you some socks. They're going to have holes in them. They're going to give you a jumper about 2 times your size, smaller. When you put it on, it's like you got on capris. All tight on you too. Imagine me, 6'5", my jumper stopping right here. First day. How you think my image look? Then you're going to sit there, you're going to go through this process, they're going to give you an ID. And on that ID is the most important thing that you got to have throughout your prison stay. That's your ID number. Then you're going to sit to the yard where you're going to run into your best friend, possibly, or your worst enemy. You see, in the world today, you hear a lot of people talk about prison reforms, reducing recidivism rate, changing mandatory minimums, changing different other laws. But to me, what I do, my prison reform is no new numbers. Is to gather all the youth in the positions where I came from growing up, and not letting them become a number, not letting them get the number. And I do that by challenging your beliefs, prioritizing what you value, and raising your expectations of yourself. So I ask you, what is your belief? What's a belief somebody that you got?
I don't believe in God. I don't know.
Have you ever heard somebody say, I'm a product of my environment?
Yeah.
You ever heard somebody say, this is the life I know? I can't see myself doing nothing else. They're my self-limited beliefs that you put on yourself. But not only beliefs that you put on yourself, it's other beliefs that people pass down to you. You ain't smart enough. You ain't gonna never make it. You ain't gonna never do nothing with yourself. You're gonna be like your uncles. You're gonna be like your mama. Who you gonna be like your daddy? My whole life, so I'm just gonna get out here and sell dope. Or I'm just gonna get out here and be in these streets and not do nothing with myself. Them are beliefs. Them are the beliefs that you carry. I've been there. All my life I heard, well, you look like your daddy, you gonna be like your daddy, you talk like your daddy. My daddy was a pimp. True indeed. Beliefs I'm going to tell you how belief works. When you have a belief in something, and you continue to drill that inside of you, then it turns into your actions. So, I mean, I'm a product of my environment. So what's going to happen is you're going to start doing and being what you see in your environment and not able to look past what's going on in your environment. Not able to look past that belief. I got a homie in the feds. He called me last week. I said, hey man, what's going on? He said, boy, you don't believe this, boy, I'm on my way home. I said, oh yeah? What you gonna do when you get out? What you mean what I'm gonna do, man? My mama left me when I was younger. My daddy would sell weed. My uncle taught me how to cook crack. My uncle moved cocaine. This is all I know. I'm a part of my environment. I'm finna get out there and get it. I said, even after 12 years in federal prison? Yeah, this don't mean nothing. I said, so you believe that? He said, yeah, I believe that. I said, check this out. Belief is perhaps what you think is the truth. It don't mean it's the truth. It's what you think is the truth. But it holds no weight and no merit. It's what you believe. You believe you're a product of your environment. I said, I challenge you to this. I challenge you to think about everybody that we grew up with in our environment, or everybody that's in the same environment that we grew up in around the United States that made it out through hard work and hustle, or everybody you know through prison that got out, never came back through hard work, education, and hustle. And look at the blueprint that they laid, because they left a blueprint. They grew up in the same environment, they made it out, and they left a blueprint. I said, when you study that blueprint, you should get faith. And faith is what we know to be the truth. See, belief is what we think is the truth. Faith is what we know to be the truth. And what you know to be the truth through their actions is that you're not a product of your environment. If you apply yourself with hustle, education, a vision, and the right attitude. I said, once you start studying that blueprint, see everything that they did and start following their steps. I said, once you start following their steps, that's fruition. Because you start doing, you start being, you start showing that you're not a product of your environment. Then I hung up on it. Click. Give me something to think about. Same thing applies to you all. Belief is perhaps what you think is the truth. You a product of your environment, that ain't the truth. You gotta have the right vision. Get you a vision. Don't try to compete and be in a box because your homeboy's doing this, and that's the route they going. That ain't the route you gotta go. The right vision, getting a vision for yourself, having a positive attitude, educating yourself. Put a hustle with it. Everybody always think of hustle, they look at it in the wrong way. Hustle, you talking about hustle, you talking about selling dope or doing this and this. No, hustle just getting out there working hard. Hard work works. Trust me, believe me, hard work works. But it's all about changing your belief into faith. Understand that you're not a product of your environment. Understand that there's greatness inside of you once you tap into it. But if you don't tap into it, you're going to find yourself standing still. My job is just to let you know not to become a new number. Your job is to tap into your potential by killing that belief, understanding the faith. I used to hear it all the time, man. This is the life I know. I was there. That's the belief I had. On the block with 30 other people selling crack. All of us had the same belief. We gonna get rich off crack. This the life we know. We gonna prison's cool. But the faith of that is, the truth is, not gonna get rich off crack. Prison ain't all we know. So challenge your belief. That's something that you think about today. Man, what is my belief? Is it belief? What do I have faith in? One thing I tell you that is the truth is all of you got greatness inside of you. All of you got the ability to be great. All of you got the ability to go to the next level. You just got to take a look inside yourself. Figure out what beliefs is holding you back. And let it go. What do you value? What's your values? That I'm talking about value in two ways. What is your self-worth? And what do you hold at a high regards? See, when I was out in the streets, I value dope, I value money, I value alcohol. I value women. I value the block, the game, everything before I value myself. Before I value my freedom. Before I value my family. Because that's what I value. I'm up every day, 6 o'clock, 5:30. Sometimes don't take a shower 3 or 4 days to get to the block and sell crack. And hold a gun with 15 to 20 other people with some foot race to see who's going to make a serve. Because I value that life. I didn't care about my mama. I didn't care about my kids. Because I valued the block. While valuing the block, I had no value within myself. I had nothing to offer nobody. Now, I had nothing to offer the kids. I had nothing to offer my mama. I had nothing to offer nobody at all. Because I had no value myself. I didn't value nothing, so I had no value. So if you put me in a room with something that had value, most likely I was going to drain the value of that had value. You understand what I'm saying? Like, what was that? No. If you put me no value in a room with something that had value, most likely I was going to take some of that value away from that thing that had value. It's negative and positive. Like if you got a bucket of paint that's black, if you drop a red dot in there, that red dot might spread through. That's what happens a lot of times. The negative, the positive is supposed to be more powerful than the negative, but when the negative comes in, a lot of people attract to it. You see it in the music. Look at the music. What music gets the most play on the radio? The music with no value. Because people that no value is going to attract. This is what people hear. This is what they glorify. So ask yourself, what do you value? Value yourself first. I guarantee you. You start to value yourself, you won't put yourself in situations that's going to cause you to lose your life, going to cause you to go to prison, or that's going to devalue you. This is how value works. Surround yourself with people and things that are valued. This program, value, valuable asset, I know. Because even when I was in the streets, I came to this place, got my heavy highway construction certificate, CDLs, and had big job opportunities. But I didn't even value myself. I didn't even take advantage of it. I got the CDLs, and you know where I went right back to? The block. I went right back to the block. Just, yeah, I got my CDLs, boy. I ain't gonna do nothing with it. Ain't did nothing with it to this day. Had it. Didn't do nothing with it. Went right back to the block. I got the CDLs, and 2 weeks later, I went to the feds. I was on the block. Because of what I value. Value works like this in the neighborhood. Everybody know what gentrification is?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That's value. That's value. That's changing value. See, we'll tear the block up. We tore our block up. Decrease the value on the houses. People started moving the house, become abandoned. We turned them into crack houses. Baggies, bottles, shootouts, crime, everything that's over there. That's what we did. So when they come and lock us all up, somebody come through and buy this whole block that we was on for a little bit of nothing. Build on it, raise the value up, and now the same house that they bought for $5 or the same lot they bought for $10, they sell it for $25,000, $10,000, $15,000. Because the value changed. Because the people that didn't have no value, that decreased the value, were removed. People with value came in and added value. The value went up. It happens that way with you personally and the people you surround yourself with as well. When I was on the block, I was with hustlers. Some of them worked for $100,000, $200,000. I knew hustlers worked for millions. Feds came in and mean nothing. Now the people in the circle that I'm with now, successful business owners, they work millions and never have to worry about that getting taken away from them. They're building a legacy. They built a legacy. And they add value. So now they can raise me up to where they at. And I'm not coming to the table with no value. I'm not coming to the table with no negative energy. Because it's all about my expectations. What do you expect of yourself? Do you expect for this to be it? I'm just going to keep going to job point every day, and that's it. What do you expect of yourself? That's what you got to ask yourself. What do you really want out of life? What do you expect for yourself? Because what your expectations of yourself is going to tell you how hard you're going to push yourself. Do you want to be like your uncles, friends, partners who's locked up in the prison? Is that what you expect for yourself? Or do you expect something greater for yourself? So what do you expect from yourself? You ain't got to answer me. That's something you got to answer for yourself. When you're sitting around and you're really looking at life. Because don't think because you're young that you can just basically mess off life. I went from being 21, so I'm 42 almost. And then within the last 20 years, being in prison. Just like that. Prison. Prison, probation, parole. On state parole, state probation, and federal prison at the same time. That's how bad I was. That's how dumb I was, really. You know what I'm saying? So what do you expect? I ain't had no expectation. My expectation every day was to get up, go sell dope. That's what I expected. I ain't expecting nothing else. Had aunties, uncles, everybody. Man, you know, you shouldn't be out there doing that. How do you go from college, I went from being a college basketball star to a prison basketball star? I didn't really have no expectations of myself. I had a dream, but no expectations. While in college, he had the sororities, Q-dolls, Kappas, and all them, trying to get him to get in a sorority. He'd be like, no, I'm a blood. So when his college days was over, he found himself right back at home, selling dope, hanging out on the block, and they caught a drug case and gun case, went to trial, lost, got 19 years sentence in Department of Corrections. While in the Department of Corrections, all he did was play basketball, sit on the yard, smoke blacks, drink coffee, talk about which rapper had the most money, biggest house, what he was doing on the streets, what girl looked good in the King magazine. And when he was up for release, he was ready, but he wasn't ready. So when he was released, he went right back to the same neighborhood, same environment, hung around the same people, sold the same drug. What you think happened? He got locked right back up. The recidivism rate is 44% of people who get out of prison within 1 year, they will reoffend. 44%, that's almost half the people that get out. And then within 1 year, he reoffended. The definition of recidivism is a tendency to relapse to a mold behavior or previous condition. A tendency to relapse to a mold behavior or previous condition. That's what he did when he got out. He relapsed to a previous condition and adapted the same mold behavior. He found himself locked up. So here he is, 12 years left on parole with a new drug case. His mama's brother, son, set him up. Cousin set him up. Wore a wire on him. Mama, brother, son set him up. He's fighting for his life. He beat the dope case on the technicality. Bless it. He gets out. What do you think he did? Went right back to selling dope. Oh man, I beat the case. I'm John Gotti. Went right back to selling dope. Had a good 2 or 3 year run. Block rolling, cars coming in, money coming in. He doing a little rapping on the side. He got songs with multi-platinum artists and everything else. Feds come, pick him up. They take him to Kansas City, to the Charles Whitaker courthouse, federal. He walk in there in the holding cell. He see his whole neighborhood in the cell. Everybody's hustling and working with. Whole block. Uncles, cousins, right hand, everybody. 34 of them, whole block. They go get their indictment paper. It got his name versus the United States of America. Not versus Missouri, not versus Boone County and none of that, versus the United States of America. We talking about versus the country. So through the whole process of him fighting the United States of America, what you think his right hand did? What? Co-defendants, writing statements. I'm talking about co-defendants that he helped feed. put money in their pockets so their children can eat. Co-defendants that he would go to war for, that he went to war for. Some of the co-defendants, they slept on the same pattern together when they was little at their grandma's house. Told on him. Statements. Confidential informants, though he didn't know who that was, but he knew from the situation that was in the paperwork who it was. 8 months of video surveillance by the feds. So everything he did for 8 months. Where Corey Joe, where he was at, who was in the car with him, everything, who he sold to, and they had wiretaps of every informant that he sold drugs to. And while he was sitting there facing all that, he realized one thing. It wasn't the co-defendants that told on him and got him where he was at. It wasn't the confidential informants in the paperwork. It wasn't the wiretaps. It wasn't the video surveillance. It wasn't the judge. It wasn't the DA. It was himself. He realized that he was the first victim of his own action. So while he's doing it, facing his fair time, he started reading different books. Wasn't no hood novels he was reading. He started reading books about business, self-knowledge. He started educating himself. Then he started setting goals. He started setting plans. He started building a vision for what he wanted his life to be like once he got out. So when it was time for him to get out, he was really ready. People be saying they're ready to get out of jail, and I'm sure they do, but do they really be ready? Prepared ready. See, he was prepared ready. So when he got out, all he had to his name, when his mom and his auntie came and picked him up, all he had to his name was 4 brown legal folders full of goals, plans, ideas of what he said he was going to do when he got out. So when he got out, he went to life coaching school. Got a little small life coaching degree, 6 months. But he continued his education. And within 1 year, he became a master certified life empowerment coach. As soon as he got his life empowerment coach, he started his own business. Because he knew that it was going to be hard for him to get a job as a felon. So instead of asking and begging people to give him a job and going through that process, he started his own business. But that came from him educating himself. So once he started his own business, he started hosting his own speaking engagement. He started hosting his own little things to where he can bring people in. Then he wrote 1 book. Then he wrote 2 books. Then he wrote 3 books. Then he wrote 4 books. Then he wrote 5 books. Then he went around the world speaking, and went around speaking to people about his story. And he's here talking to y'all today. I am him. He is me. Blaming others is a subconscious mechanism for avoiding accountability. When the only person you really stands in your way is you. I come here today, man, to tell y'all, man, don't become a new number. Greatness lies inside you. No matter what environment you come from, you're not a product of your environment. You're a product of what you put in yourself. What do you invest in yourself? What is your faith? Not your belief. What's your faith? What do you know you can do? What do you know is the truth about you? What's your value? How you value yourself? There's greatness that lies inside each and every one of you. You got to tap into it. Y'all blessed in the era time where you can make $500 million just in 3 years. Your telephone is a straight business if you use it right. Internet is a straight business if you use it right. Just got to tap into it. Don't put limitations on yourself. And don't allow other people to put limitations on you as well. Just because they can't do it don't mean you can't do it. So tap into you. Understand you. Be the best you that you can be. I'm here to tell you again, man, don't become a new number. You don't want that life. I got my number when I was 22 years old. I'm just now about ready to get done with that number. They want it all. They want every last day. Hoping somewhere down the line I would slip up so I can start this whole process all over again. But you don't have to become a new number. You don't have to go through that process. Don't let the limitations of your background reduce the height of your potential. I'm going to say that again. Don't let the limitations of your background Reduce the height of your potential. Outgrow what you were born into. That's it.
That's what's up, my man.